What up, world? It is Kashaya. I'm back with number two to the Pay Attention to the Signs series, okay? Pay attention to the signs. And I'm eating, so this is going to be a little. I know they tell us don't talk and eat, but I'm trying to multitask right now. But I'm also trying to make sure, excuse me, I get the message out for y'all, okay? Because once I get rolling, sometimes I be in a completely different zone. So, food of choice right now is kettle, which is Liberian eggplant. I'm sorry, I'm forever a fan of Liberian food. Forever. Anyway, listen. So number two, and pay attention to the signs. Today we are going to be talking about God's presence is enough. And again, we are still in Second Chronicles, and it is talking about once Jehoshaphat became ruler over Judah because his father passed. So yesterday the topic was who's your daddy, right? And we spoke about that because in the beginning of Second Chronicles 17, 1 through 5, we see where Jehoshaphat followed in David's footsteps. Okay. He is from the lineage of David, and he followed in David's footsteps as far as like what David did when he reigned. Okay. And because of that, it talks about how the Lord was with him. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm readjusting my book over here. It talks about how the Lord was with him, and how he did not excuse me, how he followed after he walked after the commandments, he sought God, and that he did not follow or seek after Balaam. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about God's presence is enough. We are still in Second Chronicles 17. Today's verses are going to be 10 through 19. Okay, so Second Chronicles verse chapter 17, 10 through 19. Okay. And in my Bible study time, I'm calling this Bible study juice. Okay, so going forward, anytime I read the word and I feel like it's something good to share with you all, um, I'm gonna share it. Most of the time, I share with y'all what I learn or what I get because I'm believing one day y'all will put in some input that I can see. But until then, I'm gonna keep posting when I feel led to do so. And so going forward, when I do these, when I share, what I got, what I gathered from my reading, I'm going to be calling it. Sorry, I'm trying to peel this. I'm going to be calling it Bible Study Juice. Okay, Bible Study Juice. So in doing that, if you feel that your cup was filled in what you learned, hashtag, excuse me, I'm full or my cup was full, something of the sort. Or hashtag that juice was good. Okay, that juice was good. If you want more of the Bible study juice and you want maybe more in depth on the topic, I can do further study or research or whatever need be to try and give you more of what I gathered. Okay. Now I'm gonna give a disclaimer. I give to you what I believe is shown to me through my studying. Okay, so this is my um, received perspective. As you read your word, you will also receive a perspective or understanding of what you read that will fill you. Okay, and you'll possibly be led to share it as well. Do it. Never know who you'll help. Okay, so let me not take another bite right now because this stuff is banging. Sorry. Excusez-moi. Okay, listen. So God's presence is enough, is what we're talking about right now. Okay, we're still on Jehoshaphat again. We are in Second Chronicles chapter 17, verses 10 through 19. And I gathered this from the word because it said, it talks about how the fear of the Lord fell upon all of the kingdoms, right? And it fell upon the kingdoms in such a manner that there was no war against Jehoshaphat. Okay. And that was simply because the fear of the Lord fell on the kingdoms. Okay. I'm gonna read the verse to you. This is Second Chronicles 17, verse 10. It says, "And the fear of the Lord fell upon all the kingdoms of the lands that were round about Judah, so that they made no war against Jehoshaphat." Okay. That's in 17:10. And to me, that was so powerful because oftentimes we could be going through a situation or just life is going at us and we might feel weighed down or whatever the case may be. But it's something about the presence of the Lord shielding you and sustaining you through it all, so much so to where there's no war against you, right? Sometimes, of course, when you give God your yes, a lot of people like to, gloss over this because everybody wants to talk about prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. And the flip coin of that is struggle. The flip coin of that is constant trials. The flip side of that is you have to get through the trials first, sometimes before the blessings come. But we never want to talk about that. But in this chunk, right, God's presence was enough, so much so that the kingdoms around Jehoshaphat, around Judah, respected Jehoshaphat so much there was no war, okay? And sometimes oftentimes, all the time, that's all you need. We will seek after all of these extra things, these extra props, these extra, just extra, right? As you see, I know right now what's going around with the church is this mess of a service for New Year's where um worldly rap music was played. And the reason I say that's a mess, right? We have gospel rap music. And I don't know if y'all listen to gospel rap, but I be jamming when I have my gospel rap on. There's so many gospel rap artists that are good gospel rap artists that give good messages in their raps. Now, of course, when you start looking at some videos, sometimes you might have questions, but at the end of the day, the message and what they are saying when it concerns God is very good. We don't need to be reaching into the world to bring that into a place that's supposed to be set for God. And that's another thing that we can apply to this message, right? God's presence is enough. You don't need worldly things to assist God. You don't need worldly things to bring in souls. You don't have to do that. You don't need to do that. You just need to be an example of who God is, how God moves, and be an example of what God is doing uh, in your life. And you can be an example through peace, through different things, right? Because God gives us peace. It don't always have to be worldly things. So this chunk of scripture, it also talks about how basically they had mighty armies, right? There were more than enough men where if there was a war, and it was counting like all of the kingdoms as well, right? There was more than enough of them if they needed to set it off, they could set it off. But there was no war. And so another thing that I found beautiful about this is the Philistines, not all of them, but some of the Philistines still came and blessed Jehoshaphat. And that was very interesting and beautiful for me to read because The Philistines always had smoke for God's people. Like they do the most, as we see often in the world right now, which we should not be shocked by. So that's why sometimes it's just best to chill, mind your business. I mean, your daddy is Jesus. I mean, and his presence is so powerful. According to Second Chronicles 17:10 through 19, and this was in verse 17:11, even your enemies will bless you. Not all of them. It says some of the Philistines. So, this is so good. Mm-mm-mm. My niece, her word is bussin', okay? This is bussin'. But anyway, that is the message. That's the juice. And pay attention to the signs, right? First sign you want to look for or be vigilant of is who is your daddy? Who is the person's daddy? Okay, who's your daddy? And then number two is God's presence there. But that's it for Bible study juice today. I say go and read the full section because in Bible study juice, I'm not gonna always read the full section of scripture, so that's why I'm telling you what they are. So in your study time, that you can take a moment and go read the scripture, okay? Because again, we want to read to study to show ourselves approved. But also, um, if your cup was full, you got something from here, then go ahead and put in hashtag that juice was good. If you need more, say I'm still thirsty. Okay, I need some more juice. But I was hungry. That's it. That's all. I love y'all. Later.